Some call it the Baojun Yundo, while others call it the Wuling Cloud. But we Indians are gonna call it the MG Windsor. Now, for those who are well aware with MG's strategy of importing cars from China would understand why MG has brought in the Windsor, because the car was already available in its global markets. So, the Windsor is finally here, and here's what the catch is. The company has announced that it will be sold at 9,99,000 rupees, but that is not the ex-showroom price, because that is just the cost of the car. The battery price is going to be somewhere around 3.5 rupees per kilometer. So if our calculations are right, the pricing should be somewhere between 17 lakh to 20 lakh rupees. We'll know this and much more once the company announces the prices on October 3rd, which is also when the pre-bookings will start. Well, if you thought the pricing was unconventional, here is something more that is unconventional, because MG says that the design is inspired by airplanes, so it gets a lot of aerodynamic advantage. How much of it is true? We'll get to know this soon once we drive the car next week. But talking about the car, there are 4 color options. This one is the turquoise green. There are 3 more color options that you can see on the screen right now. What do you think of it? Do tell us in the comment section below. Now let me quickly tell you about the exterior of the car. A protruding front bumper. I'm not a fan of this. I don't know what design language or the philosophy the company was going through, but this one just looks extremely odd. Next up is the wide LED bar that connects both the widths of the car, gives a nice face to it, but this also kind of doesn't work for me. I mean, of course, we'll have to wait for it. We'll have to see it on the roads to kind of grow into it, like we've done with other cars with similar treatment. But this one, of course, stands out. Apart from this, what I also kind of not a fan of are these headlamp units. Kind of reminds me someone from a German brand or a Japanese brand. If you know what I'm talking about, do tell us in the comment section below. Now, let's move on to the side. The profile is much more interesting. You get this really nice design on the 18-inch alloys, and I do hope that MG maintains this even for the base variant of the Windsor. But apart from that, you get flush door handles, something that is common with a lot of premium cars, but it is trickling down to even more affordable cars. A nice move over here. Now, rest of the exterior might polarize your opinions, but the rear will really impress you with this connecting strip. Gives a very nice impression, but what I really like is this treatment to the tail lamps. Really nice, looks very sophisticated, looks very premium. But you know what is really interesting? 604 liters of massive boot space. Now, MG in its presentation said that the cabin is going to give you the experience of a business class, and I feel that is true to a very large extent. You get these nice seats, it has a nice cushioning, the leather feels very premium, and you have a nice space over here. You can keep your cup, you can also charge your smartphone. But here's where I feel the problem is. One is this 15.6-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Not only does it control all your functions of the car, but it also kind of hampers your visibility. Talking about visibility, I cannot see the hood of the car. The windscreen is just too long. This dashboard is just too much extended towards the driver. It feels kind of claustrophobic, and honestly, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to feel once you start driving the car. Of course, you do get these cup holders. You also get these nice music system. But apart from that, the car does kind of feel premium. Remember the business class experience that I was just talking about? Well, that stands true for the rear seat passengers. It is extremely comfortable, and just look at that knee room. I don't remember the last car I sat in of this size giving me that much of leg room. The seats are quite comfortable. I've got a decent amount of under thigh support. I've got enough space for my feet to move around. I've got a decent amount of shoulder room, decent amount of headroom. But what really adds to the whole experience is this massive sunroof. This one, of course, doesn't open, but really adds to your overall experience. 38 kilowatt hours of battery pack, 134 brake horsepower, 200 Newton meters of peak torque, and a claimed range of 331 kilometers on a single charge. That is what MG is offering with the Windsor EV. Now, at the start of the video, I told you about the pricing, and if it is true, then it will be a very close rival to the Mahindra XUV400, Tata Nexon.EV, and also the Tata Curvv Torque EV. What did you think of the MG Windsor? What do you think of this video? Do tell us in the comment section below.